What's up? It's Jat Jones. Welcome to the High Performance Man. Today we're going to be talking about having one goal for a whole year and how that's going to cause a tremendous breakthrough in performance for you. So lately I've been reading this book called The One Thing by the author Gary Keller. And in this video, I'm going to share some key takeaways from this book that are going to really help you in your productivity and in your ability to finally accomplish your goals this year. So the concept of the one thing is that you will succeed if you put all your focus on one major project at a time. The cause of your failure over the past years is that you had more than one project. A lot of us feel really ambitious. We want to get our relationships handled. We want to get our money handled. We want to get our fitness handled, and so forth. And so we have all these major projects. Well, what ends up happening is our time, our energy, and our focus gets diluted over these multiple projects, and we reach the end of the year not having achieved any one of them really properly. So, the one thing says that in order for you to achieve massive success in your life, you need to choose one major project. Not two, not three, one. Oh, but Jad, how about two? No, one. Let's take the example of Steve Jobs and Apple. What made Apple so amazing? What made it amazing was that Steve Jobs and Apple focused on one major project at a time, okay? And that's what allowed him to beat out Sony and Samsung and all these other companies back in the day when he released the iPod. So, if you guys remember the iPod, it was a huge hit. Why? Because Apple took all their focus on creating one amazing product. The iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. This one product virtually obliterated the MP3 player market. Sony was obliterated. Everyone was obliterated. Why? Because Sony was focused on making great stereos and making good MP3 players and making TVs and making whatever, right? Whereas Apple said, look, we're going to make one thing and we're going to make it the best in the world. And that's why they succeeded. And then moving forward after the iPod, they focused on the iPhone. The iPhone changed the world as we know it. Let me say that again. The iPhone changed the world as we know it. Why? Because one company focused on one thing. And when the iPhone came out, it obliterated all other phones in the market. And now every phone is a copy of the iPhone. So moving forward, then they released the iPad and so on and so forth. That's why Apple is so successful. So if you want to be successful in your life, you need to decide what is your number one major project that you are going to work on at the cost of everything else. That's right, I said it, at the cost of everything else. You're not going to be amazing at anything if you're trying to do everything or multiple things. You have to choose one, only one. Hey Jad, but how about two? I have a lot of time. No, one, okay? If you want, go grab the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Listen to it or read it. It will explain the studies behind what I'm saying, okay? So this is proven. People and companies that don't focus on one thing don't achieve those amazing results that I know you're seeking. Okay, so now let's get concrete and specific regarding what is demanded of you in order for you to reach greatness in your chosen field, whatever it is, whether you want to get good with women, whether you want to get money, whether you want to have an amazing body, whatever it is. What is the price you are going to need to pay in order to choose this one thing and fast forward 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years from now to a point where you are now outstanding and you have broken through average and now you're one of these outstanding individuals? Well, what's demanded of you is that you need to, number one, choose your one thing and focus on that at the cost of other things. Okay, so let's take fitness for example. You're choosing that you want to have an amazing, muscular, beautiful body. Okay, so what's the cost of that going to be? Well, you're going to spend anywhere from 4 to 6 hours every day, 7 days a week on fitness. So that's your diet, that's your exercise, that's your stretching, whatever you have to do. That's your education, educating yourself on how to be fit, masterminding with other people, going to fitness events, etc. Your days are going to look as follows. Okay, so again, this is from the book, The One Thing. They said that you need to dedicate a minimum of 4 hours per day, 7 days a week. Okay, 365. All right, however long. Some goals are going to take you a year, some are going to take you 3, others are going to take you 10, whatever. But 4 hours a day is what is demanded of you. So you need to take a time block out of your day, every day, and say, for 4 hours, I'm working on my major thing. Now, inside the book, The One Thing, the author, Gary Keller, says, 4 hours is the minimum. That's the bare minimum. Which means what? Which means all great achievers do 4 hours or more of an average of maybe 6 hours. You see? So you want to set 4 hours as your baseline minimum daily time block. However, you want to strive to do 5 or 6 hours a day, or 7 or 8. How much time can you dedicate to this every single day? The great author Stephen King, he says that he would write every day for at least 4 hours, and that is what has made him into Stephen King, one of the most prolific authors of our time. So another key to this is from Seinfeld. How did Seinfeld become such an amazing comedian? He says his secret was that he wrote jokes every single day. Okay, he wrote jokes every single day for his whole life. So going back to what The One Thing is saying, work on your craft a minimum of 4 hours per day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Okay? Seinfeld, he had a saying, he said, don't break the chain. The chain means work on it every day, 7 days a week. Never break the chain. Write a joke every single day. So what we're saying here from the book, The One Thing, work on your craft 4 hours a day, every single day. Have that consistency. Don't break the chain. And this is something, again, from Seinfeld. He had a calendar, and you just get a blank calendar like this, okay? And on the days where you work on your craft for 4 hours, you just put an X. Okay, so for him it was like, okay, I wrote jokes today, boom, I put an X. So you want this calendar to be filled with X's and with no blanks, because you don't want to break the chain. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you're going to achieve high performance. That's how you're going to break through this invisible ceiling. That's how you're going to prevent yourself from getting overwhelmed and failing and reaching the end of the year not having gotten anywhere, is by take your 5 goals, your 4 goals, your 3 goals, delete all of them except one, and then work on that one goal for a minimum of 4 hours a day, every single day for 1 to 3 to 5 to 10 years. And that is the formula for greatness. Ray Lewis, a beloved I'm a big fan of Ray Lewis. He's an ex-pro football player. And he said, greatness is a lot of small things done well, day after day, piled on top of each other. Okay? This is what greatness is. So, I'm going to summarize everything I said. This is the key to you achieving amazing things this year and beyond. Number 1, have one major project. Not 2, not 3, not 2. You know, some of you are going to want to cheat. No, one. One, only one. One major project, a minimum of 4 hours a day. Hear the word minimum. That's your baseline. You want to strive for 5, 6, 7, or 8 hours a day. Okay? And every single day, you don't want to break the chain. You want to have consistency across the board. What's going to happen is that consistency is going to compound. Einstein said that one of the miracles of the universe is compounding interest. When you don't break the chain, as Seinfeld says, and do your 4 hours, 4 hours a day of your one thing for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will achieve things so amazing, it will blow your mind and blow people's minds. And they will think, wow, how can you be such a high achiever? You must be so disciplined. You must be so motivated. You must be so intelligent. When really it comes down to obnoxious hard work plus obnoxious consistency, having that time block, protecting it with your life, having that focus on one thing, not two, not three, not two, one, and doing that consistently over time to allow your efforts to compound into something huge and amazing. So that, my friends, is a summary of just a part of the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. I recommend you buy it on audible.com and put that shit on repeat, man. I'm on my 6th listen now, and I'm gonna keep listening to it. I have my own things I'm working on. I have a major project I'm working on right now, which I'm working on for a minimum of 4 hours a day. My average is 6 hours a day. That's what my goal is. Sometimes I reach 6, sometimes 5, sometimes 4. So that is the answer. It's stupidly simple. And if you violate this rule of 1 and you take 2 major projects, man, you're gonna be a casualty. Bring it back to 1. I know it's hard, but that's what you need to do in order to achieve greatness. There is a price. In order to get something, you have to give up something. The biggest thing you're giving up right now is you want to go after your health, your wealth, and your relationships. Well, you got to choose one. Now, on a side note, there's another analogy in the book, The One Thing, which is the analogy of juggling balls. So he says that there are a few rubber balls and a few glass balls. So relationships and health are glass balls. If you're juggling and you drop the relationship ball, it's glass that's gonna shatter. If you're juggling and you drop the health ball, it's gonna shatter. Meaning that your life will crumble if you neglect your relationships and if you neglect your health, okay? If you're juggling and you drop the money ball, it's a bouncy ball, it bounces, so it's more forgiving. So, with everything I say, take into account the following. When, yes, you're working on one major thing. However, in the process, make sure that you still maintain some kind of balance so that you don't drop the glass ball of health and you don't drop the glass ball of relationships. Because if you, an analogy, let's say you're only focused on money for 10 years and then finally you're rich, well, you're gonna look around and maybe you're gonna have heart disease, and you're not going to have any family around you because you neglected those things, okay? So that's the side note to keep in mind regarding everything I said in this video. Okay, so that's a wrap. Let me know in the comments, did you have an insight? Did you have a big aha moment? Did I accomplish my mission of having your mind go, holy shit, okay? Are you inspired? Are you pumped? Are you ready to take on the challenge of only choosing one major project for the next 365 days, for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Are you ready to be amazing? Let me know in the comment section below. If I've missed anything, if you have any questions, if you have video requests, let me know below, and I will be engaging with every single person who leaves a comment. That is my commitment for 2020. So I look forward to engaging in a conversation with you. My name's Jay Jones. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.